I wrote about Mike Boone. What a coincidence, Judd, at scorenorth.com. So if you want to read what Mike Boone had to say about his potential role and his growth as a pass blocker and his potential fit in the zone system, he feels like the zone system utilizes his quickness and his athleticism. Mike Boone is an athletic freak monster. He has like an NBA vertical jump and an amazing broad jump that would have been easily number one in the combine had he gone for his pro day. And he ran a 4.4. And that's why they loved him coming out and got him as an undrafted free agent. I've got a plan for Mike Boone, Judd.
Okay.
I think that the offense is going to be Dalvin Cook in the backfield, Madison, Boone, and Amir Abdullah. I think Rock Thomas is odd man out. And Abdullah is going to be the kick returner. CJ Ham clearly is going to be the fullback. Where I like Boone is he used to play wide receiver in high school coming out, and then they made him a running back, catch the ball in the backfield. I think he's a guy that you can use off the bench every once in a while. You bring him into the game, and the other team is like, wait, who is number 23 now for this team? And then you run a reverse with him or something. Like he could be a bit of a gadget player. And that's if Dalvin Cook is healthy. If he's not, then they're going to have to split the duties. But Boone has Jerick McKinnon-like potential, I think.
How much possibility do you think he has if things don't go as well as expected early, especially in training camp, with the rookie draft pick for Boone to be second on the depth chart to start the regular season?
So this is what's going to be really hard about evaluating Alexander Mattison, because your point is interesting. Madison is not a super fast guy. His big thing is yards after contact. But when it comes to training camp, how can you really tell yards after contact? They just think they don't tackle. So you've got a couple of preseason games. But to your point, if Mike Boone really shows in the preseason games, Rock Thomas is still here too. I think he's kind of last on this list, but he is an instinctual runner. Mike Boone could be the number 2, but they're so different that if Dalvin Cook goes down, I think it's a team effort. I think all of them will have to, or at least those two and Amir Abdullah, will all have to rotate in to try and fill one person's shoes, because Madison is much more of a bruiser, much more of a Latavius Murray-like tackle breaker. And
can he catch, Madison?
Yes. Okay. Madison can catch effectively, not like send him down the field like you could do with Dalvin Cook. It really shows you how awesome Dalvin Cook is. Yeah. And this is when we were talking about building around a running back, how it's not that crazy. Well, Le'Veon Bell showed us that if you have this guy in Pittsburgh, that's really good for your offense. And in New York last year, they were top 15 passing offense for the Giants. They threw 91 passes to Saquon Barkley. I don't think that that's a terrible idea for this team to plan everything around Dalvin Cook. If he gets hurt, there's no clear number 2, but there is Boone can handle these responsibilities. Madison can handle these. Amir Abdullah can handle these. And you have situational stuff. Amir Abdullah is a very intelligent player. He can handle pass protection. Mike Boone is incredibly quick and athletic. He can handle zone runs. Madison can handle power runs, those sorts of things. But Boone is a guy that I think if everyone is healthy, has some intriguing upside as a gadget player.
Is Rock probably odd man out because of his performance, or because of the off the field problems that they're not going to want to deal with, or they simply don't trust him by this point?
I think that you combine that with the fact that he got hurt a couple of times too, and that's always a factor. Is a guy going to be durable? Thomas has a natural running style and ability, a patience, and sort of just a gift for finding holes that I really like and was impressed by last year, especially in the preseason games. But you are talking about an offseason infraction that we haven't heard anything about a suspension. So I don't know if that's going to happen or not, or if it's just sort of going to get overlooked. But I think that hurt him. And Boone was ahead of him last year anyway.
Okay.
That at the end of the year, or at the time they needed a spot on the roster, they cut Thomas, put him on the practice squad. They kept Boone on the active roster. And I think that that's probably the direction that it will go again, but there is an opportunity there. I just think Boone has such a unique athletic skill set that he's a guy we could be a little surprised by. So that's what I wrote about at scorenorth.com.